Now please welcome Director Sheryl to the podium.
Thank you all for being here this afternoon. Give a round another for Miss Phelicia Jones. I have the great honor to be able to introduce the next speaker. I want to first just also give a shout out to Dr. Saida Leotutufu Birch, who has been supporting this work. The mayor mentioned that we'll be launching the HBCU satellite pilot next week, and I think we have some of the HBCU students today. Could you stand up for us, please? I have, as many of you may know, I've said this before, I'm a woman of faith, and I'm really grateful because God has allowed me to do work that gives me such joy and pleasure, and He's allowed me to work with the amazing London Nicole Breed, the mayor of the city and county of San Francisco, and Supervisor Shamann Walton. I know both of them from before they were elected. I had the great pleasure to work for years with Mayor Breed and community, and did a lot of work with Supervisor Walton. And the one thing that I always say to folks is what I do know and what I do believe with my whole heart, politics aside, is that they both went into this work to be what they needed in this city growing up here. And so when you get to these places and folks challenge and want to talk about what somebody's doing or not doing, let's be very clear. They are doing for Black people and for everybody in the city and county of San Francisco what should have been done when they were children. So, I am just really grateful because they have both entrusted me to do such great work. And when we think about it and when we look back, I want everybody to understand and trust and believe that you will never have stronger leaders in the name of city and county of San Francisco, because they know an investment in the Black community is an investment in San Francisco. And so it brings me tremendous pleasure to be able to do this work every day and to also be able to recognize and acknowledge them both. And with that, I would like to invite up Supervisor Shamann Walton to the stage.
Good afternoon. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. I wanted to say this Attorney General Bonta's face, but he has since left, but I did not know he was supposed to be giving a keynote today. But I do want to thank Attorney General Bonta for his work when I was fighting and working with a lot of you to form the CARE Act here in San Francisco. He also put legislation together when he was in the State Assembly to make sure that these arbitrary 911 calls that were happening to Black people for doing everyday activities did not happen at the state level. And so he put that into law at the state to protect Black folks as well. I apologize for being late, but I am actually right now as we speak in two places at one time because we are in the middle of budget. But I do just want to say a couple of things this afternoon. I'm going to be brief. The first thing is we have a lot of amazing events happening this weekend here in San Francisco. So I want to make sure that everyone in this room takes the time to support all of those events. A lot of people fought hard to make sure that these events were able to happen so we can commemorate what happened in 1865 in Texas when folks finally found out that they were actually free. And so I want to make sure that everyone takes advantage of the events and opportunities that we have here in San Francisco. Second, if you are Black and in leadership, please stand. Any Black person in leadership, please stand. props that they deserve for the hard work that they do every single day. San Francisco is not kind to black people right now. And so the work that all of you do, the fight that you have for our community, I just want to say thank you and acknowledge you for that right here in front of everybody. I want to thank Phelicia, of course, for her leadership and making sure that this event continues to happen. Thank you so much. And I don't know if this has been done yet, but I definitely want to send a special shout out to Dr. Sheryl Davis for all of her work. I know we say this all the time, but we really do entrust Director Davis with a lot of work. Everything that we do in this city that is around improving the lives and opportunities for black people, most certainly we push the Human Rights Commission. And she has been a staunch leader in making sure that what we put in place leads to success on the ground for communities. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Davis. And then the last thing I'll just say, and the mayor touched on the Historically Black College and University internship program we have going this summer. But I had the privilege and honor of attending at HBCU, Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia. That experience truly changed my life and gave me everything I needed to be able to stand before you here today. So my hope and my goal is to make sure that our young people in San Francisco have the same opportunity that I and so many others have had, but do not have to go thousands of miles away to receive that opportunity. Thank you, Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you. One more time for Supervisor Shamann Walton. Now, let's welcome Police Chief William Scott.
Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Juneteenth. Okay, I'm going to do two things. I want to say a few words, three things actually, and thank a few people in the room. And I want to say a little bit about Juneteenth, and then I have an award for Miss Phelicia Jones. Yeah, give her a round. I'm going to call you up in a second. All right. Okay, so Juneteenth, it's been said by our mayor and our attorney general, 1865, June 19th, 1865, people in Texas, African American people in Texas, finally found out that they were free. Problem was, they had been free for 2 years. How does that happen? Well, it happens when you don't have a voice, and when you're at the mercy of others to have a voice. We are in a different place now because we all have a voice, and let me tell you, we have to use that voice. Now, there are many people in this room who don't have any problem speaking truth to power. Reverend Brown, you know what I'm talking about. Phelicia Jones, you know what I'm talking about. Where's Lynn Western? You know what I'm talking about. I can go on and on and on, but here's the thing, here's the point. I'm going to tie this back to Phelicia. My introduction to Phelicia was on January 23rd, 2017, my first day as the police chief here in the city. And so as I'm getting sworn in, right there in that City Hall, Rotunda, I heard this voice in the balcony screaming about freedom and screaming about equality and screaming about justice. And I'm like, who is this lady? That lady was Phelicia Jones. Now, I think it was about a week later, Ms. Jones and I were in my office talking about those very issues. And she has not been shy about speaking up for freedom, speaking up for equality, speaking up for justice, speaking up against police brutality, speaking up to make sure this department fulfill the promise that we promised this city that we complete 272 reform recommendations. She has not been shy, and there have been many others in this room that have spoken up. So I want to thank you all, because that's what we need. It's not about just a good time and agreeing. It's about people standing up and speaking up when it's time to stand up and speak up. So that is what leadership is about. And let me tell you, there are many people in this room, including our mayor, who have done that since the day that I met them. And Phelicia, Miss Jones, as I call her, you deserve a round of applause for all of you. So, for particularly the young people in the room and the students, the HBCU students, you know, I hope that your time here in San Francisco is life-changing because you will have the opportunity to meet some amazing people in leadership positions, some amazing people that many of us didn't have access to when we were your age. Take advantage of it. Use your voice, because we expect that you will be in these positions in the very near future. So we're here for you. We have people that will role model for you, and we want to make sure that we never, ever again in this country go 2 years or any amount of period without people understanding that they are free and they have equality of rights. So Ms. Jones, if you would come up, and I'll come down to you and give you your certificate. Come up, front and center. So this is a certificate of honor presented to Ms. Phelicia Jones on April 12th. April 12th is when we had the celebration, but we're a little bit late getting your certificate. 2024. And it reads, whereas on behalf of the City and Council of San Francisco, I am pleased to recognize and honor Phelicia Jones for your work on the Collaborative Reform Initiative, your steadfast dedication in working with the San Francisco Police Department to help build trust by implementing the Collaborative Reform Initiative and setting new benchmarks by reducing use of force and officer-involved shooting accountability for police is inspiring. Furthermore, your unwavering commitment in creating a fairer, safer, and more just society for San Francisco has undoubtedly left a positive, lasting impact for years to come. Under your leadership, your dedication to addressing racial and social inequities and promote justice truly represents our city's values at its best. Therefore, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City and County of San Francisco to be affixed. Signed, Mayor London Reed. Thank you.
I just want to say a few words, and the work that we have done with San Francisco Police Department took 7 years to complete. That's 7 years of being upheld and having Mayor Breed know that this work was important after Mayor Lee passed away, and made a promise that we would do this work. I want to say thank you to Wealth and Disparities and the Black community, because I couldn't have done it all by myself without you. Tom Brown, I know you're in. Stand up, Tom. I don't know who else from Wealth and Disparities is here. Lynn Westry, who has helped me all throughout. Thank you, sister. And I'm just going to leave you with this. Don't come for me unless I send for you. Don't come for me unless I send for you. And then I am going to say, as Yute would tell me, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Fighting for my people. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Mayor Breed. Thank you, Chief Scott. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Black people.
Wiener.
Good afternoon. You can go after Phelicia Jones. Phelicia, congratulations and thank you for everything that you do. Let's hear it for Phelicia again. I'm so honored to be here today with this community, and I also just want to thank Mayor Breed from the bottom of my heart. I have known the mayor for many years, and we work hand in glove every day for this community. That state-city partnership is so critical, and the mayor pours her life into this city and into loving this city. So Madam Mayor, thank you for everything that you do. So, as some of you may know, this year I was appointed to be the chair of the Senate Budget Committee. And I have great timing, so I was named budget chair just in time for a massive budget deficit. It's always a lot of fun to enter under those circumstances. And at first I was like, wow, this is not going to be fun, right? Like, it's always great when you have money to invest in things, and to do new things, and to come in during a deficit is not the most uplifting thing. But then I realized that it was actually quite uplifting. Because when you're in tough times, that's when your values really come out. What are the priorities? Who are the communities that you are going to go to the mat to protect? And I just want to tell you that we worked so hard in the legislature, and we passed our budget yesterday, and we were able to protect and restore services for some of our most vulnerable communities, for our seniors who are homebound, for our foster kids and at-risk youth, for folks who need health care. And I am so proud of the work that we were able to do in the Capitol to say that even during hard times, we are never going to protect, we're never going to forget what this community is about and the need to lift everyone up. I will also say that we helped save some of those critical services by taking some money from our prison system to help do that. And in the state of California, over the last 10, 15 years, our prison population went down by 40% because we finally moved away from the era of mass incarceration. But during that time period that it was going down, the budget went up by 60%. So we are working hard, and we need to all work hard as a community to manifest our values, and we are doing that. And I'm so grateful for so many people in this room who are working so hard, and particularly during a period, as the Attorney General talked about, when we have forces in this country that want us to forget about the past, that want to whitewash everything, pretend that everything was always okay. Well, everything was not always okay for a lot of people in this country, and many things are still not okay for many people in this country. And so we want to make sure that our kids know about actual history. The history of our African American community, the history of our LGBTQ community, of our immigrant communities, everything, the good and beautiful and the not so beautiful. And we're going to fight so hard to make sure that those forces don't win, and we're going to do it, and we're going to have a better future. Thank you, everyone. Happy Juneteenth.